Alright, Screaming Demons RC, SDRC, in the shop again. We're doing the third video tonight of the Arrma Typhon rebuild. Well, it was a teardown for the first couple. Now we're on to the rebuild. And first thing in order is we're going to be putting a new sticker here on the chassis. I was going to stamp the chassis. Well, I'm still going to stamp the chassis like I always do on my aluminum chassis. I stamp SDRC into them so everybody knows who they are, whose chassis it is. And I'm going to be putting this sticker right here so it's visible and everything's all assembled, and then I'll probably be stamping SDRC right across here. It'll look really good, just like my last chassis. The last chassis had a different sticker, but it's going to look good none the same. Anyway, okay, we got a lot to do. It's going to probably be a few videos I'll be doing here. So the rear end of this is getting all new parts. I got a new brace for this here because this brace is cracked. What else? I got all sorts of stuff. I got a new input cup or output cup or whatever you call those. Can't remember again. What are they? Input shaft cups is what they're called. Plus I got new mud guards I think I'll be putting on. These are homemade. I have a couple new ones made. I just got to finish drilling the holes. So I'll be putting those on. As you can see, the wing mount is toast. That'll be getting a new one. The shock tower is bent, so I'll be taking that off, straightening that in the vise, and probably polishing it like I did the front one. Just a light polish. I didn't do anything too spectacular. As you can see though, I did stamp in SDRC into that too. I always like to do as much customization things as I can to my vehicles with what I have, at the shop here. So just a little bit more, add to it. Anyway, this one's holding up good. It's probably slightly bent, but not bad. What else we got to do? Speed control. Here's the speed control I'll be using. This will be Sidewinder 8 up to 6S LiPo, 90 amp. Should be a great speed control to go in this vehicle. One thing I do have to do is I have to take off this fin here, this ridge. It's going to be in the way from where I need to mount it to have clearance right here for the servo mount. Has to sit in there. Speed control has to clear it all, so I have to get rid of that. Drill a couple new holes if I want to use the existing holes for this, which I'll probably add some two-sided tape to stick it down there good, just to make sure, in those hard impacts you won't be losing the screws and just having your speed control come flying out of the vehicle or whatever, right? It's happened. Definitely it's happened. What else we got to do? I got to put some new bearings in this, or at least grease them or oil them, because there's some dryness in there I could hear. A couple more things. Probably just take the shocks off, have a quick look at those, quick once over on those, give everything a general clean up, and that's about it for the rear. The front, I have a new one of these plates here, hinge pin brace plate, or whatever you want to call it. That's what I call them. So that goes right there. This one that's on there, it's in good shape still. It's a little bit bent, but I'm just going to replace it because I have it. It's a bit chafed on the corners, you can see, from hitting rocks or whatever. So I'll be replacing that too, just because I have it in stock. Gotta love Jenny's RC. They have lots of stuff like that, and you get a big bulk bag usually. I looked into the drive shafts here. You get these two drive shafts, which are your main ones in the chassis, front and rear. And then you also get those two, and you get all your other drive shafts in the vehicle, all the four, with the axle ends too. All four of them, front and rear, in a kit, and I believe it was about $25–30, so really good price for all those. I thought I'll be picking those up sometime here when I can afford to. Anyway, I'm gonna get on with this instead of talking, but that's what I'm doing tonight. What else? Basically putting what I can onto this chassis, so we'll see how far I get. Anyway, alright, I got some work done here. I got the mud dirt shields put onto the chassis. I got the ESC mounted down to the ESC plate. I had to, like I said, cut off that little edge, the lip that was on here. I can show you on the old chassis here. This little lip here I chopped off so that I could get the ESC to mount where I wanted it to. And I got some nice new screws, big lots of surface area, these nice screws, and two-sided tape underneath the ESC to hold it down to there in case I lose a screw while I'm out bashing, so my ESC doesn't go flying away. I use not 3M. I use Gorilla brand two-sided tape. That's the best I've found, and that's not an advertisement. That's just my preference. I love that stuff. It works great. Okay, so I also got the diff taken all apart, the center diff taken all apart out of its housing, or its its holder there. This is the old one right here, yeah, and there's the new one, so I'll be sticking that all in. Here's all the diff components. I just got to give them a quick cleaning, put all that back together. I still got to pop apart this rear end. There's going to be a bit more work there. I don't know if I'm going to get all this done tonight. I'm going to do a bit more wrenching, but I only got a bit more time in the shop this evening, so I'll see where I get. Alright, I got a few more things done. I got this hinge pin brace installed, the new one. I got the diff all put back together, the brand new diff in there, into the assembly. And that's just waiting to go in. What else did I do? I started tearing apart this rear end, and to get this shock tower off, I needed to, you can see the oil on these screws down here. I needed to soak these. They were kind of seized, and I think they were original Loctite on those from the factory, red Loctite. So those are taking a bit of effort to get off. I have to go to my big shop and get a couple of better tools, I think, to work on those maybe tomorrow. Other than that, I got these new mud guards over here I've built. I just got to cut them out. In the package there, they're already drawn onto the material. I just have to cut them out. They're already pre-drilled actually. So just cut those out. I can take off these old ones that are all trashed and ripped from last season, and I'll just throw them probably in the garbage. And then I got to take and replace this here because it's totally worn. I got a brand new one. I just put some oil on that, penetrating oil, let that soak for the night. And the shock tower is totally bent. Once I get that off there, I'll really show you guys how severe that is bent. It's pretty brutal. But I'm going to call her quits for the night. I'm getting tired. It's been a while in here. I know it doesn't seem like much on video. It's only 7.5 minutes so far. But I've been in here a couple hours working on this stuff, and I'm getting tired. So you guys have a good night. Hopefully I showed you some information there. You got something good out of that. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a good evening. If you like that video, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos that we're going to be doing in the shop here. And I have a couple more tips and stuff for this actual vehicle as I assemble it. A few more tips that I'll be giving you guys for your Arrma Typhons. So anyway, you guys have a good night. Screaming Demons RC, SDRC, we're out.